Hi, I'm Fat Controller. I'm a disabled anarchist who has been making films on YouTube since about 2008, 2009 perhaps. And recently, I don't put too many films up on YouTube, but I like to comment on YouTube. I put up over 1,000 anarchist films that subscribe to YouTube's guidelines over 10 years ago, but recently they were all removed for no apparent reason. So I haven't bothered to make many other films. So I just comment instead, usually upon um, communist pages because I'm an anarchist and I don't like communists very much. And I was recently on Sam Sater's, I think that's how you pronounce his names, the Moral Majority. They're the guys that run with the young jerks. And I was just watching his tatty little show, and I came across something interesting which should give you an indication of how big media works and big tech works. Because, strangely enough, I came across a name I recognised amongst the commenters. And let's scroll down and see if you can recognise it. And here it is. Susan, and forgive me on the pronunciation of the name, because it's Polish and it's quite difficult to pronounce. Wojcicki. Wojcicki. Susan Wojcicki. Forgive me for that. I will get better at that. Um, Now, Susan Wojcicki had a lot to do with the formation of Google back in 1999 and is now the current leader of YouTube. And this is her little junk account where she cruises around and makes smart comments on YouTube on her off hours, which I had discovered. It's not her official one. We'll go to her official one later on. But this is her unofficial one, where she's only got a few dedicated subscribers who know who she is. And here's something that she had to say a month ago. Susan Wojcicki. Now, the subject of the video with Sam Sater was anarcho-capitalists. Now, I'm not an anarcho-capitalist myself. I'm an anarcho-libertarian, hence my dislike for communists. Now, I don't like anarcho-capitalists much better, but I tend to go to these pages because these people conflate anarcho-capitalism with anarcho-libertarianism, and it's not only that, the way that Sam Sater in particular acts is totally out of order. He has a crew of cowards sitting in the background laughing and sneering at the call-in people who singularly call in of their own accord and in their own volunteerist traditions and are laughed at routinely, whatever their views are, by a group of people in the background breaking some Brechtian wall, desperately trying to look like Stephen Colbert, I suspect, and basically just coming off as a bunch of communist tanky goons. Now, speaking of communist tanky goons, let's get back to Susan Wojcicki. I think that's a more correct pronunciation of her name. When I found her comment, I read it because I was interested to see who she was. And when I did realise who she was, I was surprised at her comment, considering that she's a backer of Hillary's campaign for the Democrats. She said to the comment about this ANCAP person who had rung into Sam Sater, when you don't understand the difference between anarchy and enemy, but you debate at the grown-ups table. Well, I responded to this. I said, Susan Wojcicki, when you turn your back on your Polish national identity for the love of aggressive invading socialism, referring to twice that Poland was invaded by the Russian socialists that she now represents and that imprisoned her grandfather, as I understood it. How can you do that? She said to me in response, Fat Controller, honey, here at YouTube, we all work towards the end goal of total capitalist rule. So as you can see, she doesn't deny who she is. At least she's truthful. And that's what made me confirm my suspicions that she was who she said she was. So having her attention, I had at it. Fat Controller. Susan Wojcicki. Well, Susan, now that I have your attention, let me just say what a wonderful job you are doing handing over a once great platform to complete total capitalist rule. What started off as an exciting foray into the internet experience has decayed into a censored block and fascist load of shit. Well done. If you are who you claim to be, you have presided over an internet giant that will be soon broken up and players held up to international criminal sanctions. So lots of luck. You've presided over a wide-ranging dumping of millions of files dealing with alternate and independent views in outright censorship. You have perpetrated the biggest elimination of and purging of information in recorded history of mankind. You have personally joined the ranks of censors such as Goebbels, Stalin, the Khmer Rouge, and Shi Hongdi. You rival Orwellian concepts such as Newspeak that reduces the imagination each year. Her response was, Fat Controller, oh, so much appreciation. Thank you. You see, back then, all they could do was burn books. Now we burn ideas with them, and you willingly decay your young brain before it could lift off. We learned a lot since the disaster of love and peace and harmony in the 70s. Take a look at Alt Censored. You'll find so many war videos that we gladly put in limited state. But of course, there are no more wars, only conflicts. My response to Susan Wojcicki is, don't come to raw prawn with me, Susan. We all know about you. How does a family like yours with your history with the communists support Hillary? Answer me that. And ain't appreciation. Don't think your role in Google or YouTube is appreciated, you totalitarian. I once had 1,000 self-made anarchist videos that did not violate YouTube policy that was summarily dumped after being on YouTube for a decade recently. These are your policies. Since then, I can barely get a video to air. People are getting pretty sick of your big tech fascism, and we will overthrow it. And people like you, Susan, you might have burned books and now burn ideas, but that's not the only thing that can burn, as you well know. You see, my young brain is not so young. I am probably older than you. I'll have to look that up. My brain lifted off at age 12 George Orwell and Anarchism a long time ago when you were playing with dolls. Spare me alt censored. A Hollywood trailer about Argo is not my idea of an anti-war video. I would like to know what happened to my videos. It's fine to have these Stalinist goons like Sada of all the same religion as you on YouTube, but where are the real alternate voices? Anarchists, libertarians, atheists, Iranians, truthers, all banned by you, and you dare stick your nose out in public? The gall of you. You should be cooped up on your 666th floor with an office with no friends or form of contact. How dare you think you can come onto this platform and comment? And you dare to talk about anti-war policy and support the Clintons, the bigger warmongers in recent history? And then I detail Clinton's recent history involving warfare, stretching from, I won't make you listen to this, you can read this in the longer version of this film and in the comments perhaps. Iraq, Bosnia, Iraq again, Afghanistan, and Sudan. Iraq once more, Yugoslavia. Now, the important part is the next bit. Fat controller. Susan Wojcicki. By the way, I'm a trained journalist and I will be quoting you on this. So, Susan, I checked on your age and indeed I am older than you. I would also impress on you that you are not dealing with some millennial. You might have half of Hollywood giving you coke, but you will be given short shrift from me. I happen to be an anarchist, not some mingy Democrat playing at pseudo-anarchist like you. Frankly, with your CEO role, I don't know how you find time to doodle on your own platform to make snide remarks about shit you don't understand. Stick to pushing Hillary and her bloodbaths. You are not welcome on your own platform or anywhere else out in public. Stick to your gated community guarded by cops and golf carts.